Oopsie. Good morning, all. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Whew. Man, oh man, I watched a little bit of the UFC fight with Conor McGregor. Golly, the show is getting to be too present. It just is. The show. Again, my opinions. You don't have to agree with me by any means. I like Conor McGregor. I've always been a big fan of him. I watched his documentary. I thought it was really good. He's definitely entertaining, and he's got a gift to draw in a crowd. He's something, to say the least. And I was really excited to see him back in the octagon. I know a lot of people were. I feel bad for all the people that paid thousands and thousands of dollars for tickets in that arena for a minute show. If that, I don't even know how long it was, but it was like you blink and you're like, really? It's too much. They're getting to be just too extra. And it was, I give them that. They're getting creative. They're getting extremely creative to draw in a crowd of something to talk about. They're getting very creative. It's like when my son played travel soccer, okay? When my son played travel soccer for years, there would be certain teams when we would travel and go to tournaments and stuff where they would flop. They would just flop to draw in a foul, to draw in a card, and you even see that sometimes in the huge game that's happening right now. Now, the games that are happening right now where they flop, they're so dramatic. They're like, oh, they hit me. And, it's one of those things. It's just one of those things. There's just different parts within the sports industry. I've made videos about this before, where they draw in a crowd, they draw in drama, they draw in a show. And they do different things like that, to get you to look over here and not talk about the things that are happening right now, obviously, as well as they do it to draw in money. There were so many people that placed bets, big bets, on McGregor. And now where's all that going, right? And it's not like that man came away with no money. Come on now. And it's just one of those things. It's so crazy to see how much we've lost sight of just straight integrity. Integrity in your actions, integrity in your words. Like Dana White, I could hear immediately when he did go down, immediately that key word came out. The key word came out. It was when he kicked. He blew his ACL. Immediately, you could tell that the show had begun. And it's one of those things, I saw where Conor tweeted something. And what really drew me in his tweet is I think at the end he said something like, I feel like I'm in a dark place and I'm living in HELL. HELL is like, dang, that's a pretty broad statement. That's a big statement. You know what I mean? Could you imagine the people that feel like they're living in HELL because they can't afford to feed their children? They can't afford to pay their rent. They can't afford to take care of their livelihood. They don't know how they're gonna make ends meet. They don't even know what their future looks like. They don't even know if they'll ever be able to afford to buy a house. They don't even know if they'll be able to get a car. They're going through medical issues and they don't even have the money for medical treatment. They don't even have that. They don't even have the money for medications, let alone even getting medical insurance. These are some types of HELL that people are in. And then to have some comparison such as that, when you know without a doubt that there is an plethora of money, and yeah, I can imagine that feeling like HELL. I guess when you sign the dotted line and play into the show, that could feel like HELL. My gosh, I would agree. Again, agree to disagree. I like Conor. I like Dana in their own ways, but it is what it is. The reality is the reality. You can just see between it how they're just trying to fluctuate the monetary system in different ways when it comes to these bets. Like same scenario when it came to the UFC fight in front of the White House. You know, there's that huge hoopla with one of Trump's kids placing bets illegally, asking for a fixed game. I mean, but that got pushed under the rug yet, of course. I mean, this is what these people do. This is what these people do. I mean, I'm just sorry, but it is. You know, and it's like, I can understand you feeling like you're in HELL. Your freaking veils are coming off. People are starting to wake up to the game, to the show you've been playing in front of their lives for a long time. And now you're having to create all this extra stuff to stay in the know, to stay in the now, to stay important, to stay talked about. So you have to create all these avenues. You have to create all these illusions, all these tactics. I could see where that feels like HELL, but you have to literally look at the other side of that. There are so many people in different ways of HELL. Some people would thrive, would just yearn for something like that to happen to them, but at least they know that their family's going to be taken care of monetarily. They know that they're going to be able to feed their children. So if it's a blown knee or a blown ACL, they'll take one for the team. They'll take one for the team, right? And so it's just unique to me. It's unique to me. When I saw that, immediately I was like, oh heck. Oh heck. I just immediately started laughing. You know, I just did. So much of the show trial, the show UFC, Trump the show. I mean, my gosh, so much of the show. Everybody's hell looks different. Everybody's hell does look different. Ooh, my ear just did that. Everybody's hell looks different. You can evidently see that very clearly. Very clearly. You know? Some people's HELL looks like walking into an octagon, blowing your knee when you've been practicing and doing all this stuff in camp, and then all of a sudden, that mere moment, blown, right? I could see that feeling like a HELL. But the comparison when you just are just completely removed from the reality of the people that paid thousands and thousands of dollars to go and watch you. There was one video I saw of a guy sitting in the chair after the entire arena had been cleared out. The entire arena, and one of the workers came up and asked the guy to leave. He's like, look, I paid $2,000 for the seat and I only saw like a minute. I'm gonna sit here for a minute. I was like, bro, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. You know? Seriously. It's just crazy to me. And, you know, it all stems from this. And I'm going to end on this. On old Charlie Kirk doing the dang thing, you know? He had so many nuggets. There were so many reasons why he was taken out of this world so early. This
brave and courageous and moral things, Kirk, rarely don't come without a cost. People say, what do I do? What do I do? I ask them, are you the same person publicly that you are privately? That's the most important thing that you just have to do.
Are you the same person privately as you are publicly? I couldn't agree more. So often enough, there's difference. Who people are privately and who people are publicly are two different people. They're two different people. And I have another caveat I'm going to add to this. It's also like who you are privately, but who you are in private rooms, private homes, private establishments, private groups, private church organizations, private hierarchy, private arena when it comes to podcasts, private arena when it comes to spirituality, private arena when it comes to religion, private arena when it comes to politics, private arena when it comes to CEO corporations, private arena when it comes to just your general community, private arena when it comes to nonprofit. There are so many people that are completely different in private rooms versus their own homes versus what they are out in public. There's actually like 3 different versions of some people, and even more in some cases, even more in some cases. And it's crazy. This is what brought him to his death. Things like this, saying like things that he talked about like this.
No more disguising yourself when you leave your home. No more that you got to put on the jersey of being kind of this like secular liberal when you're at work. No.